If you've been saying, I want to publish a book someday, I need you to hear this. Your biggest problem isn't writing. It's that you're trying to make about 20 decisions before you've made your first important one. What should I write? Which niche should I choose? Should it be fiction or nonfiction? Should I use my real name? Paperback or hardcover? What size should the book be? Which font should I use? And before you know it, you're comparing two slightly different shades of blue for a book cover that doesn't actually exist yet. I've seen this happen again and again. People don't get stuck because they have no ideas. They get stuck because they have too many ideas, too many tools, and absolutely no clear order of using them. So today, I want to give you a very simple way to get moving. Before you worry about covers, keywords, advertising, or anything else, make 3 decisions. 1 reader, 1 promise, 1 next step. That's it. Let's start with 1 reader. And no, people who like books is not a reader. Neither is women between 18 and 65. That's almost everybody. Picture one actual person. What do they really enjoy? What are they searching for? What frustrates them? What would make them pick your book instead of one of the 1,000 other books available? If you're creating a practical nonfiction book, perhaps your reader is a busy parent who simply wants family meals without spending every evening in the kitchen. That could be it. If you're writing fiction, perhaps it's someone who loves small-town mysteries, clever clues, and a story they can enjoy without sleeping with the lights on afterwards. The clearer you are about that person, the easier it is to make a decision. Now, let's talk about the promise. Every book makes a promise. A nonfiction book might promise to help a reader solve a plot problem, learn something new, or reach a result. A fiction book promises an experience. Maybe it's comfort, maybe it's suspense, maybe it's romance, adventure, or the joy of escaping into a completely different world for a couple of hours. Your promise doesn't need to sound clever. It needs to be clear. Ask yourself this question. When my reader finishes the book, what do I want them to feel, understand, or be able to do? If you can answer this in 1 sentence, you suddenly have a filter for your ideas. Does this chapter support your promise? Does this chapter belong in the story? Does this book cover communicate the right experience? If the answer is no, then it probably doesn't belong. And then we have the 3rd decision. 1 next step, not the next 17 step, just 1. This is where lots of people accidentally turn publishing into a giant project. They make a list that says research the market, write the book, edit the book, create the cover, format everything, upload everything, launch it, advertise it, and a million other decisions out there. So, of course, that feels overwhelming. Instead, ask yourself, what is the next action I can actually complete? Maybe it's researching 3 possible book ideas. Maybe it is choosing the reader. Maybe it's outlining 5 chapters. Maybe it's editing the first 1,000 words. Small, specific actions create finished. Huge, vague goals create very impressive to-do lists. And yes, I can help you move faster, of course. It can help you explore niches, brainstorm ideas, create outlines, but it's just a tool. It isn't a substitute for direction, judgment, and your own voice. If you give AI a fuzzy idea, it will often come with you with a fuzzy idea. That's how people end up with content that looks fine, but somehow feels like it was written by a very enthusiastic office printer. So you will need to know who you're helping, what's your promise, and what you're doing next. So here's something you can do as this video ends. Open the notes on your phone and complete these 3 sentences. My reader is, they want, and my next step is. Don't spend an hour making this a perfect answer. Give yourself 5 minutes. Clarity usually comes after making a decision and testing it, not from sitting around waiting for a perfect idea to descend from the heavens. This is also exactly why we created the Publishing Success Accelerator inside of Skool. It's for people who want guidance, publishing tools, practical training, and a community around them as they move from idea towards a real finished book. There's no magic button. I'm definitely not going to tell you that this is overnight riches. If you want to help choosing the book direction, using AI definitely is the way to go with some human input. And before you go, tell me in the comments where you are right now. Do you have a book idea? Are you writing? Are you stuck halfway through or have already published your first book? Remember this: 1 reader, 1 promise, and 1 next step. That's how books gets out of your head and into the hands of readers.